I'm going to do...
Are you really?
I'm doing tarot card readings on Saturdays, palm readings on Sundays, and on Mondays, I'm gonna read a book.
Read a book.
I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna be spiritually sound.
You gotta put all that stuff on the pod, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is week 9, ain't it?
Yeah, this is 9.
Hey, dude.
I think that's
The
low.
lighting's gonna be nice for it being. We'll see how it feels doing it a day one. Maybe the mood's better on a day.
I'm in
one.
a better mood.
Are you? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Speak On It with the Keenan Boys. As always, I'm Trevor Keenan and this is
Jake. Yeah.
So, week 9. That's over 2 months. So congratulations. That's awesome. As always, we got to give congratulations to everyone listening and ourselves for the consistency. We apologize for the podcast being seem like it's a day late because normally our upload doesn't come up till Saturday. Sometimes it comes up Friday. But we apologize. Had some things going on in the week. Jake had some car issues. I had a long week. He had a long week. So we didn't want to come in here with bad aura, bad energy, and give that out to other people. I'm a big believer in what you put out, you receive. So if I'm giving a bunch of bad energy to 40, 50 people that listen or whatever, that's not cool with me. So we're in better spirits today. And so that's why we're giving you a good podcast today.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? That type of mindset, I guess. Like the do you have a belief in that similar to mine, where you believe that if your aura, your chi, however your energy, whatever
chakra,
whatever insert whatever word you want to use, when those things are off, do you feel that it's a good idea to reset yourself in a spiritual, emotional way before doing something, especially like this, where you're talking to people?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes down to the look good, feel good, perform good.
Yep, look good, feel good, wrestle good.
Yeah, just because like you're gonna base your performance off of like how your current state, and if you don't feel 100%, then you can give yourself the leeway to not give 100% or be 100%.
Right.
But if you come in with a positive mindset and some good threads, it's like, oh,
right.
This is 100% Jake, baby.
Right.
This is 100% Trevor.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously you put yourself in whatever mindset you're in.
Right.
But your performance is based off of your current state. Yeah. And if you're not in the state that you would endorse giving a performance to another person with, or like you'd endorse doing activities in, like you're obviously coming in with what do you call it? You're coming in at a detriment.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good idea, like for us to start our podcast a little bit later on in the weekend.
Yeah.
It's still a weekend podcast.
Yep.
Well, it gets put out on a weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea. We said earlier that might do a morning podcast.
Yeah.
It's beautiful outside. Get your vitamin D. We're in Michigan.
Yep, which we will be going out and throwing another round of disc golf today.
How do you feel about it?
About what?
About starting later on.
Personally, I think it depends. It depends on what my week is like. Like if it might be a better idea for us to do them on Saturdays, just so that way we have time to decompress. But I also don't want to fumble too much, you know what I mean? Like if we were to do something like move our podcast to like Saturday morning, maybe after disc golf round or something like that, I wouldn't mind it like that, because I feel like it's going to be warmer. Clearly, as people probably can't tell, we can see our breath almost always. So, and we just turned the heater off in here, so usually we're not trying to sound like Saturday, but usually we're cold for 45 50 of the hour that we run. You know what I mean? So it being light outside obviously definitely helps. Definitely lets it be a little warmer, which would help me to probably focus a little better and have maybe a little bit more to say in the conversations in the stuff that we're doing. So yeah, I'm 50-50. Like some Fridays I'm good, I feel good, and I'm ready to rock, and I'm ready to knock it out. And then some Fridays, it's like, dude, I had a long Friday. I just sat in a car for an hour and a half, and then I'm just gonna hop on the couch and try to have a conversation that's meaningful. Yeah, meaningful for a whole hour after an 8-hour day, an hour and a half in the car on the way home. So sometimes it gets out of me, sometimes it doesn't. I think just as long as we make our podcast within the weekend and we stick to that.
When people have free time.
Yeah,
That's kind of how.
But I'm 50. I'm here or there. Obviously, I feel like this week it was a good idea to do it later on in the week. So
okay, on that topic, how was your week? We've alluded to.
I'm actually. I was thinking that like I don't want to really bring up past bad energy, so I'm not gonna speak too much on my week this time. Actually, I'm gonna kind of just skip over that. I had a rough week. It was a hard week, and it was rough to get through. For work and whatnot, so I'm gonna try to actually switch it up and not talk so much about my previous week, because it was just a kind of a downer.
Okay,
I don't want to bring the chi back.
Okay,
I did want to ask you, how are you feeling about yourself as far as the start of your disc golf season?
I feel like, I'm gonna divulge to the audience. Yesterday I was wavy, baby.
He was a little loosey as a goosey.
I had a bit of a long week myself, and I needed some time to decompress. So when we went out discing yesterday, I was feeling myself.
Yeah,
feeling myself still. I feel like I put forth a badass performance yesterday.
You played pretty well.
I feel
definitely one of your better rounds.
Badass for me, not badass for anyone else out there. I felt like I was out there and I was just killing it. I was setting PRs for everything.
Yeah, you were definitely doing your best, one of your best rounds.
I feel good. I feel good about disc golfing, and I've been saying it this whole entire winter, that I won't be able to be 100% until I know that snow's off the ground. I know that the tee pad's fine. I know that I'm not gonna have to fucking worry about slipping or whatnot. So as far as feeling about disc golfing, I feel like the parameters that I set for myself and what I'm comfortable using in my bag and how I'm throwing discs, I've been at the high end, if not exceeded it a couple times. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling comfortable. My putting game is always my stronger suit, and I feel like I'm getting smarter with my putting game. Like, I know my range where I can go for it. I know the putters that I can drive to put a placement shot, and I have a good feeling for at least, I'd say, three of my driving discs, including a fairway. I have a good feeling for 2 of my mids, and then I know exactly what I need to do with 4 of my putters.
Gotcha.
And there's probably a lot of people out there that wouldn't endorse having 4 putters.
Well, there's a lot of pros usually have 3 or 4 putters in the bag. I mean, they usually have it being a similar or the same mold, but maybe not 4 different putters. But
yeah, I feel like I'm getting a good feel for those, because I have a placement putter. I have a distance putter, I have an accuracy putter, and then I kind of have a flex putter that I switch up with my accuracy putter, just based on wind and how I feel the hole is, like my distance between the hole.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm feeling comfortable. Depending on how my job hours work, I might join the league.
Nice.
What about you? You gonna get your sponsorship soon?
Yeah, I wish.
Okay.
I feel okay. I gotta take everything with a grain of salt for the same reason that you do. There's ice and snow, so I'm not sounding conceited, but I'm getting 150 foot less distance, just because I can't really
do your run up.
I have I don't know if I want to say it that way, but I have a more explosive run up than you guys do.
I don't even move.
Yeah, and Dad kind of walks up, and I actually, if you notice, like I actually start all the way at the back of the tee pad, sometimes even a little bit off the back of the tee pad, and I get a full run and rip. You know what I mean? So it's a little difficult to gauge my game with not having confidence in my footing. So I have to run up at half speed or 60 speed, and it makes my timing off, throws my stuff off. So that's okay. Yeah, I feel like my approaches are still pretty good. I've always been pretty good at my approach, and my putting's decent. I'm bagging 2 putters this year. I switched my putters. I've completely switched my putters. Originally, I was putting with a Banger Jawbreaker Banger GT, and I was bagging a Jawbreaker Banger GT for my within circle 1. I was bagging an AVR X3 for my circle 2, and I was using that Star Wedge for circle 3 and partial chip shots. And now I'm not using any of those 3 discs. Now I'm using for circle 1 and a little bit and kind of circle 2. I'm using the Innova Pro Tour Series Ricky Wysocki Pig. Loving it. That's the one I drained on hole 16 yesterday, which was our end hole. So yeah, I'm loving the Pig for circle 1, part of circle 2. I just got a Paige Pierce Fierce a couple weeks ago. I like that for circle 2 and out. And then for my placement chip shots, I'm going with 2 different putt approach zones. One of them is a super overstable rubber blend, Ledgestone Open rubber blend zone. And that's when there's really a lot of wind. And then I have a Tour Series Brian Earhart zone that I use for my other placement chip shots up there. So I've completely switched all my putters out. I'm feeling a lot more confident in them, actually, in my putting, in my putters themselves. My drives, I feel like I think I'll probably be driving farther than I did last year. I'm not the farthest driver, everyone knows. I can drive the disc 400 foot ish. Like, I think I've driven it 400, maybe 425 a couple times. So I'm not a super long distance guy.
I think that in an honest critique with your driving, I think generating the force isn't an issue with you, especially with your run up and your form.
Yeah.
I just think that I think that if you are able to get a snap, like a snap on it, like you do get a snap, but if you're able to get like the snap, like a perfect snap for you on it, you'd probably get another 50.
Yeah, and that's something I think that I've really been working on, trying to get more snap, and I think that my timing is off because of the snow. I think you'll see a difference in the revolutions of my disc, and that's why I said I think I'll be able to throw. I'm thinking this year I can get in that 450 range, which if I could get in the 450 range, that's pro level. It's not Calvin Heimberg, it's not Ricky, it's not those guys that can throw in the 550, 600 range, but 450 is pretty much essentially if you can throw 400. It used to be if you could throw a 300 to a 350 foot good distance shot on a golf course. If you could throw that, you have a chance at winning any tournament, because most places, like even your par 4s, it's going to be 300 to a 350, 300 to a 350, 30 footer for the birdie. That's usually how your par 4 is going to go. You know what I mean? So you're going to have like a 600 to 700 foot par 4. So 350 tapping. That's good.
Okay.
But now with how disc golf is going in the sports in like evolution, the distances are getting longer. So really, now you need to be in that 425 mark to be able to hit some of these par. I mean, you get, you got an 800 foot par 4 type thing. You get one shot at 425 off the tee pad. You got to naturally assume that even if you're running up, You're not going to get as much as your drive. So boom, there's 325 there. You're right there type thing. So it's like, so if I can get in that type of range, which I feel like what you were saying is a true criticism. I don't curl my wrist as much as I should, and really get the snap through on mine at the moment. But I think that will be different once it gets warmer and I can actually confidently get everything all at once.
I feel like and this is just an analogy. I feel like your run up, your throw is a good story, and the snap is the punctuation to make your story.
Yeah, it just needs that. I need that little, just a little, just not. It's just that little bit right there of the Lowry seasoning salt, and then the meal will come right too. So I think I'm fairly confident in my game right now. I guess I'll find out more when leagues start and when I try to go. When I'm actually thinking that this year will be the year that I'm actually might enter some tournaments.
Hey, we played doubles really well the other day.
Yeah. I might enter some tournaments. See how I stack up. I had another person, a lady that I not really hang. You just talk on the phone or whatever. But a chick I talked to, she was asking me about if I was going to be in tournaments and stuff too, and I kind of gave her the same rundown that I was going to explain right now. Is it all bases on if I'm able to put the time and commitment in, because I have a strong respect for the sport and everything I do. So I never want to disrespect the sport by trying to go out there and perform without going out and properly practicing and putting the effort and time that the sport deserves. So with that being said, if I'm able to get enough rounds in of practice and time in of practice, then I definitely will. But obviously, if I can only go disking once every Saturday, probably not a good idea for me to be entering tournaments, because I'm not even practicing, what I mean, type thing. So it just depends on if I'm able to get out there and practice a little bit more and give the sport the actual time and commitment it deserves.
Now, I have a question for you, and I'd like our viewers to kind of comment on it if you can. What is your favorite course for each season in the Mid-Michigan area?
Well, summertime is gonna have to be Birch.
I figured.
Just because it's real wide open and you can just grip and rip, pretty much every hole at Birch when it's nice and warm. Wintertime has to be the Woods.
It's the Woods. I thought you were gonna say Fitz.
No, I'd say the Woods, because Fitz is too small.
Well, not Fitz. I thought you were gonna say, isn't it St. Gerard?
Oh, yeah. No, that course is fun, but it's just small. I don't know. There's just a thing for me. And again, I just admitted I'm not the largest thrower on the course, but when every hole is only 300 foot, it just doesn't seem as fun. I mean, obviously, the worst course in disc golf is better than not throwing at all for me. So I'll go throw, with the exception of Valley Farms. I'll throw any course for the most part, but if it's only 300, if I can throw a mid-range on every single hole and get it there, I don't know, it's just not as fun.
Okay.
Not as fun of a course for me, just because the distance isn't there to be able to actually run up and rip one. So I would say the two seasons really for us is like summer, winter. And the summery stuff, I prefer Birch because of the long open course. In the winter, I prefer the Woods. I don't really have a reason. Maybe because it's kind of wooded, I guess. And sometimes when you come in the summer to the Woods, there's spots that just get you ain't getting your disc. And once all the leaves and everything come down, it's a little bit. I feel like a little bit nicer in a way. Obviously, if there's ice all over the place, it kind of fucking sucks. But other than that,
okay,
I prefer Grand Woods in the winter and Birch in the summer. How about yourself?
So for wintertime, I preferred not St. Gerard, St. Francis.
Yeah,
I like the maintenance on the course. Obviously, there's not that many bodies out there, and and whatnot. I feel like St. Francis is good for it has a good variety of shots in it. Even though the holes might be shorter, you have at the beginning and the end of the course you have 2 long straight drive holes. You for your second hole you have a bend, and for me I don't need a tee pad necessarily.
See, and that's something that really affects me.
Yeah,
is there being no tee pad.
Yeah, so St. Francis is winter. For summertime, I would definitely say Birchfield.
Yeah.
Just because it's wide open. There's distance throws. There is variety. I don't do the back half of Birch. Well, I don't do the secondary course on Birch ever, but it is offered. And I feel like you can throw every hole on Birch.
Right.
In the summertime. Fall, I would definitely say the DeWitt course, the real short one.
Valley?
I think so. That's the one near the fire station, right?
Yeah, that's the one I won't play.
Yeah. That one in the fall time, because it's the only time that I'd say that course is habitable.
Yeah.
I
won't play that crap.
It's a fun course to play. Yeah, if you're gonna be a little wuss about it, the mosquitoes are bugging me, the vines keep grabbing me, it might be getting too cold near the end of fall. It's a short course. It's a quick high.
Right.
And springtime, I would say the woods.
Yeah.
The woods thrive in springtime.
It's nostalgic. I'll always put the woods up there for something because that's where we started. So.
Yeah, I think the woods is usually my second favorite course every season, other than spring because it's my first.
Yeah.
On top of that, is there any hole at the woods besides Nam that you loathe to throw?
I actually don't loathe any holes.
You don't?
Actually, let me think about that. Cause I don't mind. I like throwing them.
And keep in mind, viewers, he throws left-handed, so his disc goes right. So there's a lot of holes at the woods that I'd prefer if my disc went right.
Yeah, like for example, one hole that one hole I almost always get everybody on, which it's not me talking trash or anything like that, but one hole I almost always get on everybody is, what is that, 15?
Mm-hmm.
The one that turns all the way left and after it you cross the street. Because 16, we finished on 16. So 15 I always get because it bends really hard right, and most righties have to try to throw a forehand down a tunnel, and I can just grab the disc and rip, you know what I mean, hyzer all the way into the sky, and it usually will crash down right next to the basket. I mean, I think that we caught a birdie on that hole as well. Yeah, we did. We caught a birdie on 15 and 16. So yeah, there is some holes that are a little bit easier for me. There is a couple holes that are a little bit harder for me. I'm trying to think of which holes I don't like.
Probably the best.
I love one.
I would say that
2 sucks. Oh. Yeah, two sucks for me. I'm not a fan of 2. Two's not fun for me because the way the trees are broken down, I have to try to throw a forehand if I want to get it under the basket. I can throw a backhand mid-range and I can get it within. I can probably get it in circle 1, but in order to get it, kind of slightly bends just the way the hole is. It's not great for a lefty. 3, I like 3. I usually I think I get 3 on most of the time when our card plays. More of just a mental thing. For some reason, it gets in Dad's head. It's that 3 is the longer one that has the drop at the end.
It's the dip.
Yeah, I normally get our card on 3, but I think it's just the way it looks like.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the hole after? Well, the back course hole after 7, the first back course hole. And 7.
The back course holes are a little bit harder for me because the first 2
are next to the drop off,
and all of my stuff fades to the right. But again, even with those holes, I don't dislike any of them.
Okay.
I still like all of them. Like I still think they're all. I guess the very last back hole course curves to the left, and that one makes it a little bit difficult for me. It makes me have to throw either a sidearm and pure, like this pure lined gap, or I have to throw like a thumber or something fancy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I guess the very last of the back holes is a little bit difficult for me. And what's after that? We got, and then it becomes 8. 8's good. 9 is one of my favorite holes on the whole course because they're, for a lefty, it's crappy and great because the right side, the righties got all this open space to throw and go across and kind of be in the air around the fairway of around the fairway of 10 and fade back in, and you don't have to deal with the water at all. But with the lefties, your gap is about this big, but if you launch a disc flat that's super overstable, you'll go out and you almost get out across the water, and it'll come back in so perfect and so pure, and I can usually birdie that one as well. So I really like that hole too. So there's not a lot of holes there that I dislike at the woods. I like most of the woods holes, to be honest.
Okay. He likes most of the holes, fellas.
Yeah. All of them.
All right. I got a question. You know, our viewers might be interested. They might be super interested. What's your favorite dessert? We're keeping it simple today, guys.
Dessert.
Yeah. What's your favorite dessert?
Man, that's a hard one. So I'll give you. I'll give you 3.
I'll make it so it's a combo dish.
I'll give you 3. I know the 3 desserts that I would want. Well, to go between. Tres leche cake.
Recently, it is good.
So fucking good.
Moist.
Truth. My other one was gonna be Choco Tacos. Yeah, I mean,
that's the classic.
And I also really have a thing for sopapillas.
Sopapillas.
Yeah, those would be. If I had to choose between them 3, it would probably be Choco Taco or Tres Leche Cake.
I feel it.
What about you?
For me, I'm a fan of. I like carrot cake with a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream.
Okay, with the ice cream on the side.
Yeah, carrot cake's my favorite cake. Can't go wrong with it.
No, carrot cake's pretty. It's okay.
It's good. Decent. It's good for me because ain't nobody offer carrot cake all the time.
That's facts.
Like, so you never get sick of it.
How do you feel about fucking cheesecake?
You know, for those of you out there that don't know me, I have a huge internal struggle with cheese. It isn't a intolerance. It isn't an allergy. I just don't be eating cheese like that.
Yeah.
The cheesecake has to hit all the criterias of good dessert for me to enjoy it. If it's just a plain cheesecake with graham cracker and it's just like, okay, man, it feels like I'm eating a stick of cream cheese.
Yeah, I hate cheesecake.
But if, like, I've had a raspberry cheesecake before with graham cracker crust and it's sweet, tart, little bit
the
savory.
salt. I don't like. That's my thing is I don't want to taste cheese in my sweetness. Like cheese and sweet never go together for me. Like never. Like I've only eaten one cheesecake that I liked, and it was because it was like a triple chocolate mousse something, and I ate it. Was like, oh, this is chocolate fucking cake, and they're like, oh, it's chocolate cheesecake. I'm like, I don't taste the cheese. Yeah. So that was the only time, and it was some like, to be honest, I was with a girl that at the time whose family was decently wealthy, and they got it from like a New York, like got it like sent. It was like some type of like $100-something fucking cake. So it was super expensive, and it was super.
It should be good.
It was super good. It was super good, and clearly because I hate cheesecake, and I didn't even know it was cheesecake. I almost ate the second piece. Like it was that good. You know what's another thing that I like too is key lime pie. Ooh, I love key lime pie. Key lime pie is super good.
Or like lemon squares.
Yeah, lemon squares are sick too.
Hey, shout out to the sour tart desserts.
Yeah, those are fire.
They don't get enough love.
Those are fire. I like those. So, Okay, so I have a topic I wanted to discuss with you a little bit today.
Shoot.
Especially because you are a little bit more of a hygiene nut than me as far as when it comes to like other people and shit. So like, how do you feel about the fact that Texas is opened completely and I believe they said that they took the mask requirement off 100%?
Yeah, I'm happy you brought this up because, you know, I'm the type of person that would singe my skin if it meant I didn't get a germ from another person on me.
Yeah.
And I think it's a bold move if they are there, if they're there, COVID wise, like if they're prepared COVID wise, if their statistics are down for people that might have it or might be able to get it, or slash people that are vaccinated, like by all means be the guinea pig, Texas. But I do find it fishy. And I find it fishy because Texas was very vocal about Ted Cruz leaving Texas to go to Cancun with his family and being like, oh, you left us in the middle of this water, or in the middle of the shittiest winter in Texas, and some people are passing in their houses, and this, that, and then some. So it seems like it was a move. It seems like it could have been a move to appease the public, to be like, oh yeah, you can go out now, no mask. Like,
but I believe that their concern with him wasn't about that. Wasn't it about the fact they were saying that people shouldn't leave, and then he ended up going on vacation. That's what it was. It was the hypocrisy of the situation.
I don't know specifically for that. I know of people getting mad because he had they took themselves off the national power grid just because, woo, Texas, we don't need you guys. Like, that was like, they've always been known as, and this isn't meant to be in any like mean way, they've always been known as the rogue state, the state.
That's a state that I would actually, if slash potentially when I would want to move, that is one of the states I would move to.
They've always wanted to be
for the freedoms.
Yeah, they've always wanted to be an independent state, and you know, Texas kind of does Texas's thing, and it's unfortunate that they took themselves off the national power grid and thought they're self-sustaining enough, and then they're hit by this, and a person in a higher position decided, fuck this shit, I got the money, I'll go. As a vacation to treat his family and whatnot. Now that he's back, you're clear to go anywhere without a mask. So it just seems fishy to me.
Yeah.
But like, if it works, it works. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. I'm for it.
Yeah, like
I'm for it. I'm for it, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I know people are gonna say that I come off ignorant, but please understand my viewpoint in saying this before you think I come off ignorant. I work in the trades, so I have had guys working literally on top of me and underneath me from different trades, not even from my company. Some were wearing a mask, some were not. Regardless, they were in my space bubble of 4 foot, and there was no thing that they could do to change that. There's no thing that I could do to change that. The jobs had to get done. They got to get done. Everybody's got deadlines. So I've been working through this entire pandemic with literally people over top of me. Do I think that the mask thing helps? Yes, the science is there. It is absolutely there that the mask does help. However, I don't think that the amount that it's helping, like, I don't think it helps as much as as much as people think, especially when you're in a situation such as myself. Like, yeah, there might be 4 of us wearing a mask in the room, but it's gonna slip off eventually when when both your hands are occupied holding something up. You're talking to somebody, trying to figure something out to get something level. Yeah, you know what I mean? Your jaw's moving. the mask comes down. So now you've got your nose exposed, but you got, you know what I mean? So there's just a million different things that happen. And so, I don't think it's as serious to need a mask as people think. Obviously, I think it's a good thing. More, really, I think, hey, they told you to wear a mask, just wear the stupid mask. Like, whether you think it's good or bad, you should just wear it because just wear the mask.
Yeah,
like
the vinegar people are out there.
Just wear the mask. So, but I am completely for Texas doing this because I also feel like, like they're the state that can be the guinea pig and try it. And I like the freedom of it. Like, hey, if you think you need to wear a mask, they didn't say that you're outlawed from wearing a mask in Texas. They said that you're no longer required to. So if you're a person in Texas, you're like, oh, this is crazy. Wear your mask then still. Wear your mask, protect yourself, make sure you stay 6 feet away from everybody, do your thing. But it no longer makes people forced to do something, and it no longer puts as much of a them versus us divide in, because regardless, some of the people that would have normally scoffed at you and treated you a certain way for not wanting to wear a mask are still going to have similar thoughts, but maybe they won't be expressed or they won't be as serious because now it doesn't have the stigma of you're doing something that's illegal or you're doing something that you're not supposed to, because now you're allowed to do so. So now it's just them, they're just going to be like, oh, he just doesn't like to do it, and it's just the end of it, as opposed to it being like, what are you trying to make a stance about something? Like, no, dude, I just don't like wearing masks. You know what I mean? Like, or something.
I have two thought processes on that, and they might seem contradicting to each other, but I went to B-Dubs the other day, and there was some people there, the vinegar people, without masks.
Walking around?
Yeah, like,
okay.
Literally, there's a family full of people, and there's like, I don't want to cherry pick like a target person, but it's usually, in my experience, it's usually been a blonde woman in her 30s everywhere I go, in her 30s or, well, I'm gonna say late 30s, that is walking around without a mask and being boisterous and talking to other people, and like, it sets me off. But like, I was in B-Dubs and I recognized the idiocy of the issue where I sat down at a table, everyone took off their mask. I was within, well, I'd say about 6 feet away from other people. They have fans blowing everywhere.
Right.
So it's like,
how mad can you be at that lady?
Air doesn't pick and choose who it goes to.
And that's what I'm saying. And more so with Texas, not trying to cut you off by any means, but with Texas no longer making it like a fine or illegal, it now allows somebody like you to be able to go to think about it. Well, somebody that doesn't think as rationally as you, to get to a similar understanding that you got to, where it's like, oh, well, I can't be mad anymore, it's not illegal. And then maybe they could sit there and think to themselves and go, to be honest, why would I even be mad? Everyone's sitting down within 6 foot of each other.
Yeah, and this is the opposite point, where I do still get, I'm not gonna say mad, where I get upset is when people cherry pick. Like, if a place says you can't be in there without a mask, I think there should be a person at the door. You're a no mask person? Then go.
Yeah.
But I went to Walmart. I went to Meijer. I went to Kroger. I went to B-Dubs. I went to Horrocks. I went to a list of places through this pandemic, and there's always been a cherry pick situation with the mask. Like,
absolutely.
I've worn a mask the whole entire time. I went to an establishment, a location, this, that, and then some, without a mask. And that is my viewpoint is, if someone tells me, hey, this is for you and for everybody, wear your mask. Okay. All right, I'll do that because I genuinely think that for the betterment of everybody and for everyone's safety, if I have to wear a mask, okay, cool. But there's always been a person in a place that's had a sign up with them, no mask, no enter, that doesn't have a mask.
Well, and the thing about it too is people act like little kids. Like, coming from somebody that bounces, like, I hate having to deal with that crap. Because someone's trying to walk sneaky with no. It's like, dude, just wear a fucking.
Yeah,
like, to be honest, I'm probably gonna quit that job. I hate it. I hate it, and I hate the fact, like, I hate this mask shit. It makes my life living hell, and then it makes people want to try to act nuck, like try to come and act all bucked up with me, like. I'm trying to tell you have to wear a mask in the bathroom, and you're gonna try to like walk past me and like, okay, so now it's not about this job. Now you're trying to punk my character as a man. Like I just told you something, you trying to act like I don't exist. Don't make me choke you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'll
like
put a mask around your neck.
I will yoke your shit up so quick. You know what I mean? Like but like you're putting me in a position where I feel like you're testing my character and you're testing me as a man. And I ace those tests. Yeah. Like I'll there ain't a lot of tests that I pass with flying colors, but choking somebody the fuck out that's gonna try to treat me like I'm not equal, like, and shoo me off is something I will do always and forever. So like
I
hate it.
Again, when I went to Horrocks, there was a mid to late 30-year-old woman in there without a mask, grimacing, like she mean mugging everybody in there. When she's looking through fruit and produce, like looking all pissed off with an avocado in her hands because she's waiting for someone to say some shit for her. It's like, right. I don't support something that's like, oh, I'm gonna tell you what to do and you're gonna follow it, like just because I said so.
Right.
But I do support when a store puts a sign up telling me what's appropriate for the store.
Right.
Or an establishment,
and whatever that is. Like if there's a store called Black Shirts Only, and you pull up there with a white tee, and they go, "Hey, you see what the fucking store says? Black shirts on." Oh, but I forgot a black shirt. Well, then go get one, and then I'd happily let you in. I would be fine. Like literally, it sounds completely like weird, but like it's the same thing with clubs. Yeah. Clubs have rules that say, "Hey, no sneakers, gotta have dress shoes." Real clubs, like obviously around here they don't, because around here it's not a big like scene. But real places, hey, no you got a hat on, we don't let you in. Hey, you don't got a collared shirt, we don't let you in. Yeah. There's like real clubs in Miami where if you ain't got dress shoes on, dress shirt on, and some nice slacks on, they'll turn your ass around, point you to the nearest fucking store to go get yourself an outfit, and then tell you to happily come back. But you don't get to come just because you forgot your stuff. Doesn't mean you get to come in with different shit than everybody else. Like I said, like if it says no shoes, no shirt, no service, then if you ain't got shoes, you ain't got a shirt, that equals no service. You know what I mean? That sounds pretty it's reasonable to me. If it's my establishment, I make the rule. I'm not trying to sound like a dictator. My establishment, like I said, if I make Trevor's Grocery Black Shirts Only, you ain't got a black shirt on, your ass is waiting outside, like, because it's my fucking spot. Like,
I think it's ludicrous that someone's gonna come into a place that has set rules and set standards for what they think is appropriate, and then literally think that it's appropriate for you to come in there and break the rules and think it's okay and be all high and mighty about yourself and think that you have the God-given right to fucking grimace at everybody with the mask around you.
Yeah, it's like, this is America, I'm allowed to do what I want. This is America, and you are allowed to do what you want.
And they're also allowed to throw you out.
Yeah, that means I'm allowed to do what I want, and I'm allowed to say that you don't get to come in here without doing what the fuck I say.
I think it's foolish and immature for someone to expect the world to treat them differently, or to expect to be treated differently than everyone else that is following the rules. Like,
exactly.
If you are, and this is coming from a social standpoint, if you are a deviant, then you're dysfunctioning in a functional society, and everything that is dysfunctional ends up getting weeded out. And why are you different?
Yeah.
And by the way, I flipped off my roommate because that's how we say we love each other.
But regardless, like, I completely agree. I hate when people try to act like they're on a different pedestal. I hate that, like I said, no matter how weird it is, if some place says that you gotta have red fucking clown shoes to come on and shop there, then if you don't like it, then go shop at Meijer instead. Yeah, man, or go buy some fucking clown shoes. You know what I mean? Like, it's that simple.
Or people that are like cutting rips in their masks and whatnot. Oh, I got a mask on. It's like,
dude, you're being a child.
Yeah, you're a doofus.
You're being a child. That's what kids do.
You're the kid that went to middle/high school after X amount of times of someone saying, "Hey man, I don't want to see your underwear." in school, like pull up your pants. And now you're the doofus that has a zip tie around your waist because guess what?
You didn't want to buy a belt.
Well, yeah, because you didn't, and they would have gave you a belt. But guess what? You're the doofus that's walking around. It's like, oh man, I hate this place.
You're that
I
idiot
can't wait
kid
to leave
that
this place.
they're that same idiot kid whose parents tell him to clean the room, and then they literally do the cartoon shit where they stuff all the toys underneath the blanket, underneath a blanket, or in the closet, and then you open the closet up and everything's dumped out. It's like that's not you. You're putting
jackass.
effort.
You're putting effort
in
into
trying to do it wrong on purpose. Like, just,
it doesn't make you special. It makes you dumb.
Yeah, just do what you're supposed to do.
I just have zero tolerance for people that want to make it harder for everybody else.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
And like, if this mask thing was not an expectation or a rule, whatever, you can, it's gonna be. What is it? It's going to be Darwinism.
Interpret it how you want, but when somebody sets it in stone, when somebody makes it a law or a whatever you want to call it, a citation, a fine, whatever it is, when somebody makes it that, like, dude, then that's what it is.
Yeah, don't be mad at me for when I address you if you're within 6 feet.
Yeah, don't get pissed off at me as a bouncer, like I said, and they do, and it's stupid, and job sucks, that's why, whatever, but like, yeah, don't get mad that my job is to tell you what you should already know. Hey, did you read the sign? Hey, did you see the news thing? Hey, have you fucking been under a rock for the last year?
Hey, you noticed that
you have?
Everybody else?
Okay, no, that's cool. You've been under a rock for the last 18 months? Okay, cool. Well, let me inform you. This is what it is. But like,
look around.
Yeah.
How many maskless faces do you see walking?
Yeah, and then you see you trying to peacock chest. Like, dude, I will choke you out. Like, you are not tough because you didn't wear fabric across your face. Yeah. Don't play me.
I would bet a decent amount of my money that if people could choose to throw that person out without any like what do you call it? Without any caution of getting caution of getting COVID. I think as a group we'd be like, yeah, we don't want that guy.
Yeah, we'll just launch him out.
Yeah, and there's just always gonna be that type of person out there that thinks they're too good for the rules of society.
I hate it.
Whether or not the rules of society seem fair, seem just, seem understandable, there's rules, man.
Right.
There's rules, and if I gotta follow them, you gotta follow them. I'm not gonna address it on an educational level of, oh yeah, I understand this, and I did this study, and I did my study, and that's why I wear a mask. No, I'm gonna address it on a social level of, hey, like, there's an expectation, and I understand that when someone sets an expectation, it's their way or the highway.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with a person on the rules of their house.
Yeah. It's just not how it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's not how the world works, because I don't own it. I can't enforce it.
Yeah.
It's just whack. It's whack. To tone it down, what's your favorite breakfast food? Oh, I'll put it in an easier platform. When you go to a place that promotes their breakfast, what do you want to try to know if they're any good? That might be an easier question.
So if I was going to go to a place, like just a regular diner, man, you know what's weird is, for a regular diner, for breakfast, I prefer to try their club.
Ooh.
Yeah, like how I know if a place has good breakfast, and I know a club isn't necessarily good breakfast, but for some reason they correlate parallel. Like if they have a good,
they know how to make.
If they have a good turkey club or a good ham club, I know that their scramble's gonna be good. I know their eggs is good. I know their pancakes are good. Like Fleetwood Diner, you might get shot sometimes, but if you don't,
or might get salmonella another time.
But if you don't, one of the best clubs in all Lansing, and they got great fucking breakfast too. So yeah, I love checking out a club, but if I had to be more like stereotypical with it, I prefer to get like the 2 eggs, 2 meats, hash browns, and a side of some flapjacks or some French toast. I like to get the spread.
Okay, I feel that.
So like the hometown breakfast, whatever they like to call that, or another one that will dictate and let you know is how well they do a chicken fried steak.
Ooh, yeah. Chicken fried steak is my favorite.
Chicken fried steak's the way to go.
Is my favorite, but
hot sauce.
But if I sit down at the counter, look him straight in his eye, mean mug him, and I'm flats. No, not flats.
I want an egg.
I'm like looking at him. I'm thinking Gordon Ramsay thoughts. I look at the chef. I'm like, you know what?
Look at the chef.
You know what I want? I want your biscuits and gravy. Cause
any biscuits and sausage gravy.
Yeah,
man,
sausage or pepper, whatever one you offer.
You gotta get sausage.
I know it's what they offer, but yeah, that's how I know if you ain't shit when it comes down to breakfast.
Chicken fried steak gets the gravy on top.
Yeah, that's why it's my favorite.
Yeah,
I gravy, baby.
Gravy, baby.
But
all day, baby.
But yeah, if you can serve me a confident, delicious plate of biscuits and gravy, then I'm like, all right, you know what you're doing.
That's fair.
Because like I'll do biscuits and gravy with your bacon because I have to know how you cook your bacon.
That's true.
Because if you're just
gonna burn it,
yeah, if you're just gonna burn it, I don't want it.
Yeah, but if it's gonna be extra floppy, I ain't fuck with that.
Yeah, you have to have bacon that
has a little bit of fatty to it. Yeah,
has some give to it, and that I know is cooked.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. So what about lunch? If you're gonna have a lunch, what would you try? A traditional Americana lunch, where I'm gonna
like diner again?
Yeah, diner. What would be a lunch that you do? Is it the same club or is it?
Club's good choice always. Classic bacon cheeseburgers, good one. Another one that I recently started trying is everyone's got a fucking buffalo chicken wrap.
Oh,
buffalo chicken wrap, dude. A lot of places can do it right. Seriously, they get the tenders, light sauced on them.
yeah.
Get a nice roll in it. I like getting the buffalo chicken wrap and some fries.
I'm a firm believer of the soup and sandwich combo.
Ooh,
I need to try
chili.
it. Yeah, I need to try your chili.
Chili was a pro play yesterday.
That is something
Can I be honest? Paisanos was really not that good, but the chili was the best thing I ate there.
Yeah, that's where, Pizzanos was okay for me yesterday. I liked a lot of what I had. I wish you didn't give me a whole basil leaf inside my.
Yeah, I'm not trying to diss Pizzanos, but
that chili was
my crab meat was imitation, like super imitation crab. I didn't know it was gonna be super imitation crab for the stuffed mushroom caps. They also put onions and celery mixed in it with the mushroom caps, so I couldn't eat them.
Yeah, onions are, when you have a white sauce like Alfredo, onions are too pungent.
Yeah,
because
it doesn't work.
It is a soft savory.
And then my chicken for my chicken parm was cooked perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It was light breading. It was a perfect chicken for my chicken parm, but they didn't blend any of the vegetables in my sauce. So
No.
I had big chunks of green onion and or green pepper
Mm-hmm.
and big chunks of tomato. It was just I was just like, man, this is not. It wasn't for me, and it made.
I noticed with it?
Huh.
They also did not toss the pasta in the sauce.
I don't mind an untossed pasta because most Italian places won't toss your pasta usually for you.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why you got the spoon. You kind of scoop the spoon, take the fork, and then you spin it all in. But
I know. I'm just don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a kid about my dish and mix it all.
No,
up.
I feel you. But I'm not a big stickler on that. I'm just like, man, dude, I wanted my shit a little bit more blended up. I didn't want to have points in time where I had 4 green peppers in my mouth and almost no sauce. And I was and noodles. I'm like, green pepper and noodles and onion. I'm like, this is so. Paisanos, I was a little bit disappointed.
I'll tell you what.
But the chili was fuego, man. The chili was so good. In hindsight, I'd have just got 2 bowls of chili and a sandwich or something.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you need to try when you go to Pizzanos. When you go there, try the house chili.
Super.
Won't be upset.
No.
And try something that you'll like with their house chips.
The chips were good?
Yeah, their chips were bomb, homemade.
Good.
But if I were gonna tell you where my favorite chili in Lansing, Michigan comes from, it comes from Logan's Lodge on the south side of Lansing. They have a bison chili, thick bison chili.
Logan's Lodge.
Yeah, it's
Roadhouse type place, right?
yeah. So it's you take Jolly all the way.
Yeah,
down.
I know where it's at.
It's where my tattoo shop is.
Yep, I know where it's at.
But yeah, oh my god,
I like. You know what place I like that has some underrated
Bison
chili? It's not bison chili. That sounds phenomenal. But Big John's.
Big John's. I haven't been to Big John's in a
has
while.
some chili, dude. Big John's and Frandor. I like their chili, man. It hits the spot for me. The onions sometimes aren't diced as thin as I would prefer them, but dude, that's my. I love their chili.
Yeah, you prefer your onions mulched.
I do.
But that's might be a textural thing.
It's a personal preference. I feel like we.
Well, I mean, look.
Yeah.
Well, let's before we do anything, let's do some shout outs.
Oh yeah, we're about perfect.
Let's do some shout outs.
Shout outs.
I'd like to go first.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do a double person shout out. Well, I guess it's gonna be 3, but it's gonna be. So I'd first of all like to shout out our friend Austin Rosenquist. He's a listener.
Yeah,
It was his birthday last week.
Happy birthday, Rosenquist.
Hey.
I think I said it on Facebook. If I didn't, then I messed up. But personal, happy birthday, homie.
Always been kind, always been cool.
Always been cool with me. He
yeah.
was one of the only people that was cool when we went out there. I think it's because he actually came from Lansing as well, so he knew some of the people that we knew from Lansing. But yeah, he was one of the only people that didn't look at us funny for being brown.
Real kind guy. A real hard worker. And good shuffleboard partner. Good shuffle. You can never critique someone until you've seen him play shuffleboard.
He's good. He's good people.
Yeah.
He's good dude.
Hey, buy you a beer next time I see you.
Absolutely.
And then my second shout out is gonna be to the Marsh family.
Absolutely.
To the Marsh family.
I just sent them a message 2 nights ago.
They just had their first kid.
Congratulations.
Healthy. They just brought their child home. Hey, congratulations.
Super congratulations to you guys.
Here's to more years and all the memories you're gonna have with your little one. You know.
Yep.
It's tight. I'm really happy for you.
Is it a girl or
it's
boy?
I think it's a. I don't want to say specifically. I thought it was a boy.
I thought it was too.
But,
if it is a boy,
both Bob.
don't let him wear shorts in the winter like you used to.
Yeah.
I remember Bubba's ankles used to be so red, boy. It looked like he was walking on 2 Crayola crayons, son. It was rough.
Yeah,
No.
it's really awesome, man.
No, he's good people, man.
Here's
Awesome
the next
guy.
step. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Logan's Lodge. I haven't been there in a bit. As a little local business, it's the best chili I've had.
Super good chili.
Hey, try it. Try the chili, bison chili, and a big old cup of Guinness.
There you go.
Can't go wrong.
All right, my shout outs. My shout outs this week. You know what? I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out a couple. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out dude I was working with side by side this week. He was doing pretty good. I felt like we were getting a decent amount of stuff done for the 2 or 3 days we worked together. He's a young blood, that Mitch dude that you seen at the gym. So I'll shout out Mitch because I haven't shouted him out. He's pretty cool, young cat, decent worker, you know. And so yeah, he was pretty cool this week, and we knocked out all the stuff that we were asked to do to the point where, you know, we had a bunch of different tasks that were put on our plate that wouldn't have been put there if we if we didn't work as fast as we did. So yeah, me and him did good work for the few days. So shout out to Mitch. Still, like Jake says, shout out to the Marsh family as always, because that is super sick. And as a place of business, Olympic Broil.
Olympic Broil.
I'm going with Olympic Broil.
Cars
baby.
around the corner.
Dude, cars around the corner. Them boys ain't playing, man. There are people lined up all the way on Willow Street just to get some fried mushrooms and a box of tenders with
And
the
a
fries,
glizzy.
dude. Box of tenders with the fries, kid. If you don't get fried mushrooms, grow the fuck up. That's what you get there. It's the stuff, son. So shout out to, like I said, shout out to the young blood Mitch for good work this week, and shout out to Olympic Broil for clearly killing it even through these COVID times. It looks like they are not missing a beat.
Nope.
So,
is there anything you want to say to our viewers?
yes. For the viewers, things I'm learning and want to continue to learn is to know your worth. Just because what you're getting is good doesn't necessarily mean it's what you deserve. So, and that can mean what you get paid at your job. That can mean the energy that's being brought your way from other people. That could be a handful of things. It could be a lot of things, but I am trying to learn, and I have somebody that's trying to explain it to me as well. Know your worth, like I said, whether that means, hey, you're getting paid this at your job and you're worth this, whether that means, hey, you're putting this much effort and energy into a relationship, whether that be intimate or just friendship or whatever. Regardless, you should always step back, as I've said before, in different ways. Step back and reanalyze things every couple months or whatever. Take a step and analyze your situations. And yeah, so make sure that just because what you're getting seems okay, make sure that it's worth what you're worth. And I'm learning to learn that slowly but surely, because I'm one of those people where it's like, it could be worse, which is an absolute true statement, but just because it could be worse doesn't mean it also could be better. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm learning, and that's what I'm trying to learn. Obviously, I'm not there yet. So yeah, just take a step back and make sure that you're getting what you deserve.
Yeah, I understand that. So I alluded to it earlier on the podcast. It's kind of been a long week for me, for a lot of reasons, and one of the big reasons is transitioning out of my job at the center. I work with little kids, and now I'm transitioning to a job where I'm working with just one kid, and
Right.
it's going to be a big step for me. And I just want to say that just because something is ending doesn't mean it's a bad thing. With every end comes a new beginning, and the new beginning it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
I was really bummed out this whole entire week because I had a bunch of little ones telling me they didn't want to see me go. They're gonna miss me. A little girl that really isn't really hands-on / is really reserved walked up to me and was like, "Can I hug you?" And I was like, and told me, "If I pay more attention, will you please not leave?"
That's
And
right.
it kind of hurt me, but
Yeah.
and in the grand scheme of things, like a lot of these little ones and my coworkers kind of had me reaffirmed how much they believe in me and how much I meant to them, and were happy to see me getting the next step.
Right.
And I could go into this new job with a kind of sad at the past perspective, but I think I'm happy for the future, and I'm very grateful for the past. So just because something's ending doesn't mean the beginning of something new has to be so harsh.
Right.
So, every end is a beginning for something. So if you feel like something's happening in your life that is the end of a portion of it, it doesn't mean the beginning has to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
The beginning can be the beginning to a brighter future or a better life or something else. Like I'm getting paid more, and that's not the only reason I'm doing this, but I'm gonna be experimenting my bounds and seeing what's out there right now. So this has been Speak On It.
Yeah, this
with
has
the
been
Keenan
Speak On
Boys.
It with the Keenan Boys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and
Deuces.
peace out.
Oh, shit.
Boom.